Hey guys, good day to you wherever you're watching this video from. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful simple bubu dress that is stoned in the front and on the sleeve part. Now if this looks like something you'd be interested in, keep watching. So these are the materials that I'll be using for this tutorial. I have this beautiful crepe fabric, turquoise blue in color, and then I have about 3 yards of Ankara print fabric. It's going to be a long bubu gown. It's going to be very long, right? So I'll be joining it somewhere around the length so that I can have a longer. Now the first thing I want to do was to rule out a straight line. I divided my Ankara into 2 equal halves, and I went ahead now to draw a straight line and then measure out 3 by 3 inches for the front and 3 by 1 for the back. Remember, the both fabrics are on foot, both for the front and from the back for the back. So from that neck part, I came down to the sides by 1 inch and used my ruler to connect it. I went ahead to measure the opening of my sleeve, how much I wanted it, how wide I wanted it. It's about 8 inches. I measured that, and then I went ahead to cut out the back only, the 3 by 1 for the back only. This is so I can be able to remove one piece to cut out that for the front, because the front and the back necklines are not the same. And I went ahead to cut out my slope. This is me trying to trim off every excesses and making a notch around where I want my sleeve to stop, right? Like I rightly said that this is going to be long, so I went ahead to match the remaining part to know where the length of my gown is going to stop, like you can see me do in the video. And I did that, and let me show you what it looks like. So the next thing I wanted to do was to take out one of the pieces so I could make the neck designs for the front part of the outfit. So I went ahead to also measure the 3 by 3 so that I have a square, because the neckline is going to be more like an asymmetric kind of neck, like you see what it looks like. So that was what I did, and then the next thing I did was to open that up and make the design, right? I took this depth further down by 1 inch because I wanted it to come down a bit, and like you can see me do, depending on the position you want it to, the slant you want it to come, whether to the left side or to the right side, everything is solely dependent on you. So this was what I did, and this was what it looked like. So the next thing I did was to bring out my plain crepe fabric and place it on my front pattern. This is so I can know how I want my designs to do. You can just be creative about it, like you can see me do. I just used the ruler to make a slant. Note that for me to do this, I used my pins to secure this crepe fabric onto the Ankara piece in one place. Also note, when you're doing to be careful so that you don't cut your Ankara fabric like you see in the video, right? So me, after I was done, so I flipped my pattern to the wrong side like you see, and I trimmed the shape I had. You want to, because it's an asymmetric line, so you want to ensure that you place your pattern the way you want it to be in front, because if you it's an asymmetric neck, you might have the shape varying from each other. So this is what the final look looks like. So for the band, I just folded my crepe from bias and cut the circumference, which was around 8 inches. I used the width of 2.5 inches so that I'll use ½ inch to attach it to the sleeve. All right, so I went ahead to put lining to give it some kind of stability, and also because I'm going to be stoning it, I want the clothes to be really full on the body. So the first thing I did was to join the other part so that I could have a longer dress, and I ironed it. The next thing I did was to place stay on the plain fabric so that it can have some form of stability, and then I went ahead to stitch the neck in one piece like you see me do. So I further went ahead to use pins to secure this other parts on the body so that it will not be moving around when I'm stitching. So the next thing I want to do at this point is to gently fold in 0.5, or depending on the amount of allowance you want to fold in. Please, when doing this, you can use iron to fold it so that it can help ease your work. You don't have to struggle, but because I'm already used to this, that's why I'm doing this. So you want to do this gently, fold gently while you sew, and you stitch at the edge so that you have a neatly finished outfit. All right, now after I was done, I just brought my lining and placed it over the neckline and sewed on it. I used my hemming gum so that I could iron it, and then the lining part will not have to be showing in front. Right, so the next thing I did after sewing was to make a notch around that part, like you can see me do in the video, so that when I'm ironing it can turn properly. So this is what the ironed result looks like. I went ahead to secure both fabric and lining together so that it becomes one piece, and then I flipped this back part of the dress like so. So I wanted a longer sleeve, so I cut about 16 inches by 7 inches strip of fabric, like you can see me do, and I attached it. I made a notch around around the sleeve where I want my sleeve to stop, and that was the length of the strip I cut out. So I was just attaching it so that I will have my sleeve becoming longer, and I went ahead to join at the sides at 0.5 inches all the way down. I also went ahead to hem at 2 inches, and then I went ahead to fix my band to my sleeve, like you can see me do in the video. So guys, this is what the finished look looks like. Isn't this beautiful? At this juncture, you want to go ahead and do your stoning. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.